I went from a skinny fat brown monkey to a more bigger and jacked version of myself. So in this video, I'm gonna give you a detailed plan on how to get jacked, shredded, without having like proper or good genetics. So by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to do, like how to get there. You know, your training, your diet, everything you'll know by the end of this video. How to get there, even if you have bad genetics. And if you want to take it a step further, click the top link down below in the description and book a free coaching call where I'll literally hop on a call with you and give you free game as it is, just one-to-one personal style. So something about me is that I'm Bengali, I'm Muslim, and I've been considered skinny fat for like the past few years of my life, or if not the entirety of my life. And skinny fat, if you don't know, it's considered like the worst genetic starting point for building a good physique. Because when you're skinny fat, you're kind of at like this middle area of like skinny and fat, so you don't know if you whether to bulk, whether to cut, and you're more prone to BS such as like body recomposition or main gaining or fucking maintenance phase, right? And so when you're skinny fat, you don't know what to do. You could either bulk or build muscle, or you can cut, lose the weight first. You're just stuck. And not to mention, you also look like shit when you're skinny fat. I have like photos of me. I'll post like more photos, right? But when you're skinny fat, you have like this enormous midsection, like your stomach's like pretty big because like we're brown or I'm brown, and you just carry like a bunch of fat around your midsection compared to like other guys who compare like fat evenly throughout their bodies. As like a skinny fat guy, we don't do that. You know, our arms are to our side looking small, but like our midsection is this huge block, like huge rectangle, like a beer belly, and when you're wearing a shirt, you just look like a twig, right? You don't look like you lift. You're just walking through with your fucking stomach pouching out, and people say you look skinny. But when you take your shirt off, that's when people are saying, "Oh, damn, bro, you've been drinking, you've been eating a lot, you gotta lose some weight, you look fat, get to the gym." That's when it hurts because you go from being skinny with your shirt on, but you go from being a fat ass to without your shirt, and so it really fucking sucks to start with the skinny fat genetics, which is also known as bad genetics. Now, I say that skinny fat is considered bad genetics, but in the reality of things, who cares? You know, it doesn't matter. Being skinny fat is practically the same as being skinny or either fat. You're just in a different position as like the others. The only reason why people think it's bad genetics is just because we're brown, right? That's literally why. Because like South Asian genetics just suck. They suck balls and like lifting, making an aesthetic physique. It does not matter. I could give you two guys who look jacked, who are South Asian, and look probably better than like other non-South Asian guys. You know, it really does not matter if you're skinny fat, right? The only time when your genetics actually matter is how fast you build muscle. So like how fast you can build muscle compared to guy A and guy B, and your muscle insertions. Those are the only two things that matter when it comes to genetics in terms of like weightlifting and muscle building. One of them being is again how fast you can build muscle, because some people are different. Other people build it faster, some do it slower. And the other one is the size of your muscle insertions. Like Arnold, right? He doesn't have like a gap between his chest, but if you get other guys, they probably have like the gap on their chest. But it's like something really minuscule, right? The only time it would be really considered bad genetic if there's a huge like Grand Canyon looking shape on your chest. Other times it would be like your bicep insertions, so how much your bicep goes from your shoulder to your elbow or to two fingers behind your elbow. Others would be like calf insertions, high calf, low calf, and then lat insertions. But aside from those two factors, you know, how fast you build muscle and your like muscle insertions, bad genetics don't mean jack shit. You being skinny fat doesn't mean jack shit. I'm telling you right now. Bad genetics is a fucking psyop to meant you like it's meant to deter you from like getting started in the gym and actually like start working on yourself. Bad genetics does not fucking matter. What matters is if you train hard, eat clean, sleep well. That's all that matters when it comes to building a good physique. Fucking your bad genetics doesn't mean jack shit, right? Take the time, for example, right? You plan to do the gym for as long as you live, right? To the day you die, you know, you get healthier, you get stronger, you get bigger, right? You want to get bigger, like a good amount of big, so you get compliments from the women, you get respect from the boys, and then the muscle insertions, right? Who cares if you got high lat, low lat, high calf, low calf insertions, your chest has a gap? Just get a bigger chest, get bigger biceps, get bigger calves, get bigger lats. Like, it does not fucking matter how big your insertions are, because at the end of the day, right? You're just trying to build muscle. You're trying to get bigger. You're trying to get stronger. Who cares about the insertion, right? This is why bad genetics is such a psyop, and anyone can build a good physique, whether that being skinny, fat, or skinny fat. It literally does not fucking matter. So just get in the gym and start working hard. Now moving on, I want to show you the Mujahideen method. This method will take you from the skinny fat, out of shape Muslim that you are to a bigger and jacked version of yourself. And so there are three pillars when it comes to this. One of them being with training with purpose. You eat with intention, recover with sabr. By doing these three things, you will get jacked. You will get bigger. Like, even if you have the worst genetics possible, if you stick to these three things, you'll build a good physique. End of question. Like, doesn't matter. Oh, but what if I have this genetics? Oh, what if Tanvir? What I have X genetics? Like, it does not fucking matter. Do these three things, and you will build a top 1% physique, or hell, even top 0.0001% physique. The first one is train with a purpose. You train with a purpose with the idea of getting stronger in the gym. To progressively overload, right? And you might be thinking, oh, but I don't want to get stronger. I don't want any strength gains. Well, two things I gotta tell you. A, you're weak. You're gonna be weak. Someone might try to kill you, and you're not gonna be, because you decided, oh, I wanted to train with a hypertrophy, not for strength. Second thing is, if you want to get bigger, you need to get stronger, because as your strength goes up, like, this is your strength, this is your muscle. So as this is going up, this will also go up too. So you train with a purpose, and you go to failure. Train to max intensity. And we go to max intensity because if we did the basic high volume stuff, right? 4x12, 3x10, 3x8, you won't really be building as much strength, which is needed to build muscle, by the way. Just saying, right? You need to get stronger in order to get bigger. You can't really do that with like high volume, because your progress is going to be kind of skewed when it comes to like progressing with the overload. Because let's say, okay, you got your first set of, I don't know, 10 pounds on weighted pull-ups, right? On the first set, you get, I don't know, 10 reps. Second one, you get 6 reps. Third set, you got 2 reps because you're really tired and you don't know what to do. And now you don't know when to like progress with the overload. You don't know when to move up in weight. Maybe you don't know your rep range. You don't know any of that. So this is why like training with like high volume is like a shit idea. And what you want to do instead is like the 2-set method in the Mujahideen method. And that is 2 sets to failure with a weight that you can get between 8 to 15 reps. And then you want to rest for 5 minutes. So let's say I'm doing weighted pull-ups, and the weight I can use to get 8 to 15 reps is anywhere from 20 pounds, right? We'll just say the 20 pounds. I get to 10 reps. Okay, I got that 8 to 15 like rep range. I'm good. Now, so after that, I'm going to rest 5 to 7 minutes. Why? Because I went to failure. I need to recover so I can go all out in my next set, which is my last set. After you're done resting for like a good 5 to 7 minutes, you go to your second set. And in that set, you can do 2 things. Go to failure with the same weight, doesn't matter. Or what you can do is lower the weight by 20 to 30%, right? And you go for a higher rep range. So because I did 20 pounds in the first set with like 10 reps, on the second set I could do the exact same thing. Or I could do 20% of 20 would be something like 15. No, that's 25. We'll do 25%. So I'll do 15 pounds, but I'll go for 12 reps, 14 reps, or 15 reps, because I lowered the weight, but I want to increase the reps. So, but anything over 15 isn't really like the standard hypertrophy rep range is between 5 to 30 or 6 to 30, but people say it's like 8 to 15. A lot of people agree it's 8 to 15. So you don't want to do anything more than 15 reps. But if you get 15 reps, that's great. Now, because you hit your rep ranges this workout, the next workout you want is to add 5 pounds, 2.5 pounds. You want to add weight and go for the same rep ranges again. So again, the next workout, the previous workout I did 20 pounds, right? The next workout, I'm going to go for 25 pounds or 22.5 pounds for 10 reps again. If I don't get 10 reps, that just means the next time I work out again, I have to get 10 reps. And then second set, again, add 5 or 2.5 pounds, depending on like your percentages and the rep ranges that you're working with. Now, the second thing is eating with intention. Prophet Muhammad didn't just eat whatever he wanted, right? He ate with intention, and so you should be too. You shouldn't be just like eating your stuffing your mouth for the sake of it, just because you're on a bulk, bro. Like that's not how it works. You eat with intention. You know, you eat, you track your calories, you track your macros, and you do it by like this is what we call eating with intention. Because okay, I need to eat 80% of my body weight in protein. Great. So we'll get chicken thighs, chicken breasts, peanut butter, or eggs, salmon, fish. You want to eat whole foods, right? But I don't need to tell you what you shouldn't be eating and what you should eat. Like you kind of have like a general idea in your head of what you already know, like what to eat, and so just like follow this like simple macronutrient list. 0.8 grams per pound of protein. That's how much protein you want to eat. Next thing would be 100 grams of fats, and then fill the rest with carbs. Or if you want, you can eat more fats and then less carbs. The reason we do protein, fats, and carbs is because protein is needed for muscle growth. Fats, you're probably bulking, and so you want to eat more calories without eating like junk food from like carbs. So you do that by eating lots of fat. Like again, 100 grams of fat is like 900 per gram. So you additionally just ate 900 calories right off the bat, that easily. And then you eat carbs like the last thing is because they're not really that important. Like sure you need some energy for like your workout, but you shouldn't really be stressing over it because like they can spike insulin, like glucose. Like I get it's needed for like energy, but you don't need to go crazy about it. You just get like enough carbs that you need for the day, and then I'd call it a day. Or if you're like running low on time to get your calories in, only then would I suggest like yeah, eat whatever. But again, remember to eat with intention. You know, eat the good foods. Eat like the healthy, the meaty food. Stay away from the junk, trash, that all that kind of shit. Like you know what to eat. I shouldn't be having to tell you. So yeah. Now the final thing is recover with sabr. If you don't know what sabr means, it basically means endurance or patience. You want to recover with your endurance or your patience. And this is why I suggest like resting 5 to 7 minutes during your like the 2 set method. This is because you shouldn't, because you're training to failure, you should give your body the chance to recover and the chance to grow. And you do that by resting for long periods of time. Because let me tell you, resting is not unproductive, right? You might think taking a rest day is unproductive. Oh, I feel lazy. I don't feel. You are probably doing the most productive thing if you are resting. Now, as a me, probably not a good idea to rest like 2 whole weeks or like 2 whole years, right? Rest like a couple of days before your next workout. I'd suggest 3 to 4 days because you can never be too rested, right? And then another reason why you should like recovery is like really important and like very productive is because that's where the muscle growth happens. That's where your body is getting stronger from like the workout and using like the diet, the nutrients and vitamins to help you aid in recovery. And so when you're like recovering, when you're sleeping, when you're not doing anything like physically stimulating, you get bigger, you get stronger because your body's like repairing the muscles from like the minerals, vitamins, and helping it build a stronger muscle and then a stronger muscle on top of that. Like a way to explain this is your muscle, like your baseline, right? When you train, it goes below baseline, right? But your diet, your vitamins, your minerals, the food that your protein, fats, macros, carbs, all that shit, it will bring it up here with recovery. But because you're trying to get stronger and your body thinks, shit, I want to do that movement next time easier, more efficiently, it'll go slightly above baseline. And that new baseline is your new baseline. And so what this basically does is give your body a new high, new level. So like, you know how you get when you first start training, you were struggling with like 10 pound on bicep curls, but now it's like easy, like you can do it with your eyes closed, you can do it for like forever. That's how it feels when you're building muscle, and that's how it should feel. But honestly, yeah, that's pretty much all you need in order to go from a bad genetic skinny fat guy to a more bigger and jacked version of yourself, which is the Mujahideen method. You train with a purpose. You know, you're getting stronger, you're progressing the overload, you're training for strength, but also you're training for muscle growth, right? Because again, getting stronger equates to getting bigger. Like a quote from Mike Mentzer is that a stronger muscle is a bigger muscle. Second thing is you're eating with intention. The intention is to get bigger muscle, so you know you eat clean foods for your next workout so that you can be in tip-top shape. And then you cover with sabr. You have the patience to recover for your body so that again, next time when you work out, you can go plus ultra or go beyond your limits, right? But yeah, honestly, that's the Mujahideen method. If you enjoyed this video, go like, subscribe, share, comment, whatever. And again, if you want to get more progress in the next 4 months of your life, click the top link down below in the description and I'll hop on a call with you and give you free game. But yeah, peace.